Okay, here we go. All right, you guys. Well, I wanted to tell you that I'm not going to do any more boss babe calls this year. But next year we start on Sunday. Get excited. I told someone at church that tonight. I said, listen, I'm not coming back this year. I said, I've had it. And I said, of course, it's the last service, that we're going to have this year. And so anyway, this is the last call for 2019. So it is today is December the 29th, 2019, 12/29/19. And next week, oh my goodness, it's going to be 01/05, 2020. Hard to believe. So it's going to be a short week, you guys, but we have a lot to do to finish up December to make it a really, really, really great year and decade. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a little bit more about that at the end. But I went to church today, and I've also been listening to some different sermons this week. And I just encourage you. There's this one that I love. It is totally different to the church that I attend, and it's called Transformation Nation. And it is so good. I watch them on YouTube, and I watch them every week. But there's like from years ago that when I wasn't watching them, and the other day I was looking up a sermon to watch, and I thought, oh, I've already watched it this week. And then this one came up, it was called Next Christmas, and it was talking about where will you be next Christmas, and like, are you prepared? And what are you expecting? So I'm going to go over a little bit of that with you. I thought it was so good. And then this morning, our minister talked to us about committing your plans to the Lord. And so I'm going to give you some Bible verses. And those of you that aren't churchgoers, just write these down and look them up. Get you there. If you don't have a Bible, you can look on your phone. You can download the YouVersion Bible app, or you can, find a Bible. But, if you believe in God, which y'all know that I do, I mean, the Bible is true. And so one of the things that I was so proud is that I finished up reading the whole entire Bible this year. Last year, this time, I decided that I was going to do it. And so I, finished the last verse of Revelations. I just went from Genesis to Revelation, and I finished on the 20th, I believe, or 21st. And so I went ahead and started for this year. I have a chronological Bible that I'm reading. So I've already, it actually has the days of the week you're supposed to do it. So it already says like January the 7th. But I'm like, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to go ahead and get started on it. And so I'm so proud of myself. There's so many times we set up a goal, and then they say by the 17th, most people have already not done what they said they were going to do. So I was really proud of that. It's one of the biggest goals that I'm most proud of for last year. And so I want to encourage all of you to think about, reading your Bible every day. So anyway, I'm going to give you some verses that you can write down. And of course, we're recording this. So you can go back and get them if you need to. But I think these are some really good ones to start the new year off and end this year with. So I'm going to read you a couple of them. Okay, so first of all, one of them is Proverbs 16:3. And this particular version is the New Living Translation. And it says, commit your actions to the Lord and your plans will succeed. Commit your actions to the Lord. I like this version. The other version that which you may have heard, it says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. But sometimes that means that just whatever I decide, like if I say, I'm going to go rob this bank, and Lord, I'm committing that to you. I don't want to get caught. I mean, that don't make much sense, right? So I like to commit your actions to the Lord, and your plans will succeed. One of the things about that is you have to commit. And the second thing is you have to have some action, and you have to have some plan. Okay. So I love that verse. That's Proverbs 16:3. Okay. The next one is Romans 12:2. And this verse says, let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. And then you will learn to know what God's will for you is, which is good and pleasing and perfect. So I don't know about you, but I want for my brain to think a different thought. Because sometimes we get stuck in fear, doubt, discouragement. I can't do it. It's too hard, and all these limiting beliefs. So I want God to transform me into a new person by changing my mind, the way I think, and then I'm going to learn what his will for me is this year. Okay, so that's Romans 12:2. Some of it's paraphrased. Okay, and so then there were a couple of things that he talked about. There was 4 things that he said to do this year. to have as a goal. Number one, I've already said, is read the Bible. And Proverbs 30 verse 5 says that every word of God is flawless. And it has helped me so much this year in my Christian walk and even in my business too. So read the Bible. Number two is spend time in prayer. And Proverbs 15:8 says the prayer of the upright pleases him. And we went back to church and we just had a prayer meeting tonight. We prayed for, our families. We prayed for our church. We prayed for the lost. We pray for all the things that get in our mind that mess us up. There's lots of stuff that happens in a year, right? And so spend time in prayer more than just thanking God for your hamburger you're about to eat. Really think about what you're going to say and pray for others, pray for yourself, pray for your business. It just takes some time for you to listen to God and then for him to listen to you. Number three was seek wise counsel. And Proverbs 12:15 says, the way of fools seems right to them, but the wise listen to advice. Well, I'm not having to say that to y'all because you're listening to me. You have called in to get counsel. You go to your sales meetings to get counsel. You talk to your sales director to get counsel. Yeah, you could try doing it on your own. But honestly, with our Mary Kay business, why would you do that when people have gone before you and are where you want to be? Listen to wise counsel. If I want to be a better wife, then I want to talk to someone who's wiser than I am, who's like my mother, someone who's been married, who has, a husband of, 61 years, and I'm going to talk to somebody like that. And then the fourth one was seek advice from many godly Christians. This was in your Christian walk. And that's Proverbs 15:22. And it says, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. Now, on this one, you might think, I thought we were just supposed to keep singular focus, only listen to one person. But you know what? There's a lot of women in Mary Kay they've just got some wonderful insight. And so that's why I go to leadership conference and listen to a lot of the different national sales directors. That's why I went to the $1 Million Reunion and listened to, I think it was about 12 or 13 teachers. So listen to a lot of wise counsel. They're going to affect you in different ways, and some you'll relate to more than others. And so I love it when they all seem to like know what's taught to each other and everybody kind of says the same thing. It's like confirmation. So I love that verse is in the Bible. And, to ask God, when you ask God for guidance, one of the things that our minister said this morning, he said that it requires abandonment. Not, I'll trust you, God, if you give me ... But instead say, I trust you, give me or withhold from me whatever you choose. Because we're going to trust God either way. And it's not based on what he does for us, right? But we also know that it does say, commit your plans to the Lord, your plans will succeed, right? So I just thought these were some verses for us to think about for this next year, and God gives us that opportunity to start over with our Christian walk by being baptized and giving your life to the Lord. And he also gives us the opportunity, if you're already a Christian, to repent and ask for forgiveness and start over. And so in Mary Kay, what's pretty cool is that we can start over. We have 2 New Years. One is right now coming up, and then we also have a New Year's we do in June 30th. But really, you can start over anytime you want to in Mary Kay. And just like we always used to say, you can go on a diet in the middle of biting a potato chip. Just take it out of your mouth, or take the other half you hadn't eaten and put it down, and you can start a diet. So I love that. Cheryl Warfel used to say that. So that's what he had. I wanted to give you all those. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about these sermons I was listening to called Next Christmas. So, where will you be next Christmas? And what will have you accomplished by then? In what ways will you improve yourself? Mentally, if you're going to improve yourself mentally between now and next Christmas, this is going to come by just a couple of things: by reading, by listening, and by doing and going. If you're not reading, you're not listening to anything, you're not putting anything new in, then you are going to be the same or lower. It's proven that people that keep their mind active stay more alert and more like when they get older, they're sharper because they, that's why they tell you to play games and do all these different things, Sudoku, and so to keep your mind going, because an idle mind does nothing, right? So if you are by next Christmas, if you, where are you going to be, physically, are you going to exercise more? Are you going to eat healthier? One of our consultants, Joanna Griffin, girl in our unit, she's lost 72 pounds in the last 8 or 9 months. She set her a goal, and even through Christmas, she stayed on it. And she is so proud of herself. But, it's taken time. And she just has not let herself waver from it. Where are you going to be emotionally this time next year? How will you learn to manage your emotions? And, meditation, reading the Bible, attending church, prayer, things like that are going to help you. Where's your Mary Kay business going to be this time next year? Where are you going to be on the career path? How much more or less will you sell this year? Will your recruiting go way up, or will it be the same? And so one of the things he talked about is, what are you expecting God to do for you this year? Are you preparing for when that happens? And so I'm going to give you a couple of examples. For example, if you're expecting a baby, let's say it's your first baby. Most of you have been there. What do? Okay. One of the things you do is you think it's coming. It's coming in 9 months. So you start getting the house ready. You prepare the nursery, right? You may put some child, once they get a little older, some of those drawer things where they can't get into the bleach and the rat killer. What do you call those? Baby locks on your drawers and your cabinets. You get baby clothes. You learn how to change a diaper. You start reading parenting books. All of a sudden, you're looking at other people with babies and you're trying to learn, right? You're ready to expect the baby to come, and you're trying to prepare yourself for the baby to get here. And, in some of my reading this week in the Bible, it was where God came and told Abraham and Sarah that this time next year, I was just thinking, it's so funny, this time next Christmas, right? That they would have a son. And at the time, Abraham was 99 years old. God's been telling him this for 99 years, or when he was, I don't know how old he was when he first told her, maybe he was 20. So maybe he's already waited 70-something years. And he told him he was going to be the father of many, the father of the faithful, and he, father of many nations. So many people on his lineage that he could count the stars and count the sands of the sands of the earth. That's how many people his descendants would be. And he didn't have a kid, And so they told him that in 1 year he would have it. And he was 99, and his wife was just a little tiny bit younger than that, but already past childbearing age, is what the Bible says. And they laughed. But God said to expect it. And guess what? Even though it seemed impossible, it came to pass. And so, other things that you can think of is like that, he mentioned, he says, are you expecting to have a whole new wardrobe this year? Well, then you better go and clean your closet out right now. Throw away all that stuff that you haven't worn in 9 years to make room for it, right? Are you expecting all your debts to be paid off this year? Then you're going to figure out exactly how much you owe now, so you and God can get to work on that. Because if you don't even know what you owe, how can you pay off all your debts? One of the things he said is, Michael Todd on this Transformation Nation, he said, what if you had to know exactly to the penny, and you could only get paid off if you knew exactly how much it was to the penny? And then a lot of people go, I have no idea. Well, that's, step one, right? What if you were expecting to get a new house this year? That's what you're like, God's going to get me a house. I'm going to have a new house. I don't have any reason to believe it, but that is what I'm feeling. That's what I want. Then you might want to go ahead and get your current one that you have cleaned out. Start fixing everything that needs to be fixed so you can sell it, get it updated, right? Declutter, make your move easier if you're really expecting that. Are you expecting to lose weight this year by eating healthier? Then you're going to go ahead and toss out all the junk food in the house. Purchase whole, healthy foods, right? Go ahead and get that done. If you're expecting to exercise more in 2020, you're going to have to decide, what are you going to do? When are you going to do it? Are you going to do it alone? Are you going to do it with friends? Are you going to go to a gym? Have you joined a gym? So these are like common sense things, right? I know you're thinking, all right, I got it. So let's talk about Mary Kay. That's what you're on the call for. So what do you really expect to happen in 2020? Are you expecting your business to grow and you be a recruiting machine? Is that what you're expecting? Maybe you hadn't hardly, like, you don't, that's something that you haven't done, but you're like, this year, I'm going to be a recruiting machine. I am going to be recruiting so many people. Then you want to be prepared. And do you have some recruiting packets ready to go to give all these people, all your new team members that you're going to be interviewing? Do you have that prepared? Are you prepared to recruit a ton of new people? All right. Are you expecting lots more sales this year? Like maybe you just have been selling a couple $100 a week, but you're like, remember last week we talked about my friend who sold $21,000 in 1 month. I mean, are you thinking I'm going to start $7,000 weeks every single week? Well, if you're really expecting that, then you might want to get some inventory on your shelf, right? Are you expecting to maybe never miss a luncheon? Like this year, I'm not missing anything. I'm not going to miss a luncheon. I'm not going to miss the party. I'm not going to miss any kind of recognition or event in Mary Kay. Then if that's what you're expecting, then you got to start this month by getting your $600 in wholesale in December, because the career conference luncheon, you have to do it December, January, and February. And I'll tell you what will happen is people start kicking themselves because the momentum kicks back in January. You go to your jump start, you're getting revved up, it's a new year, and then February, you're on a roll, and then March, you're like, I cannot believe I missed this blessed luncheon just because in December I slacked off. So stretch yourself if you can and get that order in so that you can get to that luncheon, and not miss a thing. Are you expecting maybe to be a sales director? Like this is your year, 2020. I'm going to be a sales director. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and pick out your unit name. Let's get your goal poster. Get a picture of that director suit. You might want to try one on. Go ahead and get what size you need. Put a little picture of you with your head in that. Get it on the wall. Go ahead and think about what you're going to do at your sales meeting. Where are you going to meet? What promotions are you going to run? What kind of trainings are you going to hold? What are y'all going to do at seminar? I mean, who's all going with you? Did you go ahead and mark off the day to leadership conference for next year for 2021? Because you're going to be there if you're going to be a sales director, right? Hang on a second. Okay. Are you expecting to win a car this year or earn the use of a Mary Kay car? You're like, that is what I'm going to do. I am going to work and earn the use of a Mary Kay car. So then if you really expect that to happen, then you're going to go and get the car you have right now, and you're going to get it all cleaned out, and you're going to get it ready for sale, right? If you're getting a new one, that's what you're going to do, right? Go ahead and be talking about, tell people it's going to be for sale. Decide when you're going to get that car, when will it come in, and when you're going to be selling that car, all right? Directors, are you expecting to win the top trip this year? Did you already look at the dates? Have you already taken off vacation, got your husband to take off for when we're going? Last year, when they kicked off Destination Red Cruise, they gave us the dates in advance, and we went ahead, and everybody that expected to win went ahead and asked off if they had another job. They went ahead and got their person that they're going with them, whether it's their husband or a friend, said, mark these dates down. This is when we're going. Brad, he took a new job February 1st last year, and so he went ahead and asked off for the 2 weeks for the top director trip and the extended trip. I had not won it yet, but I was expecting to win, and he was expecting me to win it. So we had to plan ahead, right? So in your business, are you planting seeds for your business? And some of you are prepared. I mean, you have all the supplies, you have all the inventory, you've got your sales aids, you've got your packets, you've got your facial boxes. I mean, you have everything you need to plant, but no seed has been put in the ground. It would be like a farmer buying the land, tilling the ground, and buying the seeds, but never actually putting the seed in the dirt and expecting a harvest. And that'd be crazy. It'd be crazy if you did that, right? Yet in Mary Kay, we do that. We're ready with every single tool we have. We've got all our samples. We've got our facial box. We're ready. But we let fear and doubt stop us from asking the girl for a facial, for putting out a facial box, for signing up to do a vendor event. We're frozen. And that's the devil trying to discourage you, telling you that you can't do it. And you're ready. You're so ready, you guys. So, we've got to quit procrastinating and rationalizing why we're not ready yet. we get distracted, don't we? And the days turn into a week, and the weeks turn into a month, which turns into a year. Before you know, it's next Christmas. And 2020 is over, So I don't know about y'all, but for me, I am ready to make a change and step my business up to a higher level this year. I feel I'm equipped. I feel that I'm faithful to always show up. I honor my word to do the calls, to do the sales meetings, to go to the events, my responsibilities as a sales director. I'm faithful to that. But I know that I need to plant more seeds in the ground to get a harvest. And, and in different areas, to get different results, I got to get some more out there. And so anytime I really set my mind to take a jump in my business, like a quantum leap, I can just remember the words coming out of my mouth. And it was that I said, you know what? I don't care. I'll go anywhere. I'll do anything. And I will give it my all. And then I'm going to watch God and see what he does. And anytime, y'all, that I have done this and really said, I am going for it. I mean, when I look back, it won't because I didn't work, and I'm going to learn the best way to do it. And I'm going to tweak and I'm going to change if I need to. And I'm going to, do some different things. And every single time God met me and exceeded what I was even imagining he would do. He really did. And so I can see him up in heaven sometime clapping, going, yay, finally, we have something to work with. Yes. And just think if he's thinking up there, I'm going to bless her. She is so amazing. She's reading her Bible. She's going to church. I'm going to bless every single call she makes. And then I don't make any calls. Or I make one call, right? Or if he says, I am going to, every single party she does, I am going to bless her with new sales, new team members, and new bookings. But I don't do any parties, right? He don't have much to work with. So you guys, we got to give him something to work with. And, for me, I'm like, okay, I got to give him some things to work with. So I've got to get out there and talk to some new people. And when I see someone, I got to just say, you know what? The devil is saying, don't talk to her. But the Lord's saying, I'm putting some people in front of you. If you open your blessed mouth. So, so really think about that. Next time you should see a sharp girl and you think, and if it comes in your mind, I should talk to her. And then the other side goes, she'll say no. That's God. That's the devil. I mean, so in your mind, you just have to swallow it, get a little bit of courage and say, you know what? I just want to offer you my business card. The worst thing that could happen is she could say, I don't want it. She's not going to say that. She is not going to say it. Out of curiosity, she'll look at your card, right? Or say, I'd just love to introduce myself. I mean, it is weird doing it at first, but you will get used to it, I promise. And then it'll be fun. And so, if you're not giving him anything to work with, it would be like you expecting a whole orchard of apple orchard, like a whole orchard of apples, but you only planted one tree. It's just not going to happen, you guys. So what I did this week is some of you watched the video, but in case you haven't, I gave my unit a little plan to run on. And a little race, I'm calling it, for the next 6 months. And, I don't care if they want to walk, if they want to jog, or if they want to run. And I may need to make a new one that says crawl. All of them, as long as they finish the race, I don't care. You know what? They're all going to get there, right? But every single person can win if you follow this race. And so the first one was walking. And so this is just a plan that you may come up with your own. You guys, this is what the Lord gave me this idea, and I thought I'm going to write it down. And I've got some little sheets that I'm going to use for this. And so the first one is walking. And basically, they have to book 2 facials, not even parties, just facials, and do 2 faces a week. Just facial, 2 people. Just 2 people. It can be anybody. And they just have to book 2, because how are you going to facial them if you don't have them on your books, right? So book 2 and facial 2, okay? And then they have to do 1 interview. So one of those people they facial, they got to talk to them about Mary Kay. They have to check in with the sales director at least 1 time a week, just once at least, right? You have to go to at least 1 meeting a month and get on the Boss Babe call just at least 1 time a month. So that's the walk, all right? You just want to walk. But even that will net you some good results, because if you did that, think about this. If you did even just 2 faces a week, now this is little, right? But that's 8 people a month, and 6 times 8 is 48. That's almost 50 people you will have facialed by June 30th. And if you just did that 1 interview a week, right? Just 1 interview a week, and you do that for 6 months, then that's going to be about 25 interviews or so, and 24, 25 interviews, and usually you're going to recruit 1 out of 4, and so that's 6 recruits. You'd be in your red jacket for sure, possibly team leader. So I mean, that's pretty awesome. That's just for doing 2 faces a week, and you can do them at the same time if you want to, and that would only be working 2 hours a week. Okay, so that's the walk. All right, and then the next one is a jog. So jogging, you're going to step it up just a little bit more. You're going to get 2 bookings a week, and you're going to hold 1 party a week. Just 1 party with 4 to 6 people there. And with this one, you're going to do 2 interviews a week, okay? And you're going to check in with your sales director 3 times a week. And you'll go to at least 2 sales meetings a month, and listen to 2 boss babe calls a month. All right? So this one, of course, you're going to have more results because you're doing 4 to 6 people a week. So by the end of the month, you will have done 16 to 24 people. And, you'll be doing that's 2 interviews a week. So that's 8 for the month. So maybe 2 recruits, and 2 times 6, that's 12 recruits. So you could definitely, be on target for your car by seminar. Okay, definitely red jacket, maybe, DIQ future director, according to when you get them off. So that's the job. All right. And then there's those of you that are like, you know what? I'm ready to run. I am ready to run. Like, give me a track to run on. Tell me what to do. I have some consultants tell me that. They go, just tell me what to do. So the running would be, and it's not outrageous. It's just what Mary Kay taught us at the very beginning. And it's to do 3 parties a week. So you're going to book 6 because, half hold, right? So 6 bookings, 3 parties a week with 4 to 6 faces. You're going to do 6 interviews a week. You're basically going to, get 2 people at every party and talk to them about the business, which is what Mary Kay taught us. You're going to check in with your sales director 5 times a week. And you're going to go to your sales meetings, all of them, and you're going to go get on all the boss babe calls. So with that plan, really that one is going to take you a lot further, because if you're doing 4 to 6 faces a week, then you're going to be doing 24 to, let's see, 4 times 4, that'll be 16. That's like 16. Hang on just a minute. 3 times 4, that's 12. So that's the minimum of like 12 faces a week, which would be like 48 faces a month, on up to, in the 60s or so a month, okay? Which is very doable with 3 parties a week. And so your sales, of course, is going to be a lot higher. And by doing your 6 interviews a week, that's 24 in a month, then, you're more likely going to be recruiting, 4 to 6 people a month, so, or more, okay? So, and you're going to get the support from your sales director because you're going to be talking to her just about every day. So those are 3 little tracks. Now, you may say, I need the crawl track. Honestly, you probably don't, because people that want to crawl, they don't get on calls. They're not on these calls. Now, I might could text them a little plan, and that would be, let's just try to stay active and, sell $450 a month so that you could place an active order every month and make $225 a month in sales. You could do that. So, it's up to you kind of what track you want to run on. But I just want y'all to really think about it. So what today I did is I thought, okay, now, how can I practically put this into, my life? Okay. So I already have 30 new consultant packets. I'm ready to go with that. So like, it wouldn't be like, oh, I'm a director thinking I want to get 30 recruits and I don't even have a new consultant packet. I don't have anything. I'm not prepared. I'm prepared. I got systems in place. If I had 30 new recruits, and I've been in where I was having that growth, and I'm equipped for that, right? And so I thought I just got to declutter some things so that I'm not distracted. So today I have a closet that it just, honestly, I almost couldn't walk in. It's a Mary Kay, kind of like my shipping closet, but it's got junk, and things are piling up, and it's just stuff that's outdated. it's got the wrong product on it. We've updated so much this year. And so I literally have one of those contractor black garbage bags that is huge. Practically two of those filled up, and cleaned that out. That's plan one. I've got more to clean out, but between now and January, which is very short, I want to have it where everything that I have around me is stuff that I actually use. And just that's me. When I have a lot of clutter, then I don't do well, because I do get distracted. And so the other thing is that I've been distracted. This is like true confessions. Okay, so you can put these games on your phone, right? And so sometimes during Christmas, and you're sitting around and ain't nobody doing nothing. I like to play little games, and I like to win. Do y'all like to win? And so, like, there's this one, I don't even remember the stupid name of it. I don't even know where I got it. I think I was looking for some, like, apps that would, make you be more productive. And somehow I got on most popular ones, and there's some little dumb game. And let me see what it's called. It don't even matter. It's one of those kind of like Candy Crush. There's another one called that's Candy Crush Saga and something else. But anyway, it's little brain activities. But my problem is that, like, I like to win. So I will play it for hours, because I just will keep going. And then when I win, it says, congratulations, you've gone to the next level. I'll just keep going. And it might be 2 hours. And I'm not talking about during the middle of the day, but like even at night, I could be doing a lot of other things than playing Candy Crush or Looney Tunes, whatever that damn game is. So this is what I'm going to do in front of y'all. Okay? I thought about it today a lot, Cleta. So look, I'm pulling it up, and I am going to, no, I'm not going to rearrange it. I'm not going to open it. I'm going to delete it off my phone. I know I've been needing to do this, and it's really just been this time. Here we go. Delete. And I'm going to delete my little words with friends. I like that, but I'm deleting that too. And then this other one, I'm going to delete it. Those are the 3 things that distract me. Because I'm like, when I'm bored, I like to do something. So I just got rid of that. I know I could download them again, but I'm back to level 1 and I don't want to be. So, I've got to do other things with my mind. God can't bless that. But he could bless me reading the Bible, or looking through my notes, my customers, and getting some names and making a list and a plan of what I'm going to do, instead of like useless things like that. I'm not at the point where I need to be playing Sudoku all the time just to keep my mind sharp. I got a lot of other things that I can be doing, right? And so what's distracting you? I know that's kind of probably, you might think that's kind of crazy, but it could be that you're on Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook too much, and you're just always on it. Maybe try to limit it a little bit. I try to get on there to my Cheetah Nation page, and post a few things. And during Christmas, of course, family time. I'm not saying don't get on it, but limit yourself of how much you scroll. Go to your Mary Kay unit group page and your Mary Kay business page, and check your page, and then just get off of it and make some phone calls or text some people, or, get some things going, because time, can get away from you with this blessed phone, y'all. It really can. Look at what distracts you, kind of figure it out. What it is. And if you don't know, just make a little diary of your day for a week, and then you'll see it. It will be obvious. Ask your husband, like, what do you think distracts me? He'll tell you. Okay. But here's what I do know is, if you get on some kind of a track and you're consistent with your business, and you just say, I will, if nothing else, I will be consistent, then you will have success. And there's no other job that you could go in and work a day and then take off 5 days, and then work a day or work an hour and then not work again for 2 or 3 weeks, and then work an hour and think you're going to have very much success, right? You wouldn't even think that was logical. So in your Mary Kay business, that consistent effort is what's going to produce some success. And since I love to win, you know what I want you to think about? Every time you work in Mary Kay, it's a win. So don't think of it as working, think of it as winning. You go do a party, that's a win. You make a booking, that's a win. You give your name to a girl, that's a win. You give a sample out, that's a win. So how many wins do you want to have every single day? Do you love to win? Sean Key used to say, or probably still does say, be addicted to winning. I think I am addicted to winning. I love to win. That's why I'm glad there's not a casino where I live, because it would be bad off, because I'm like, well, just one more nickel. Gambling and me would not be very good, because I'm not a quitter, and I just would keep playing until I won, right? So let's try to do something that's not a gamble, and that's like work your Mary Kay business, right? So you know what? I know that this year can be the year of your dreams, 2020, and it's the only year in your lifetime that it'll be the same number. We weren't alive for 1919. We're not going to be alive for 2121. But 2020 it's going to be a special year. It's a new decade. It's just, I think about when I was graduated from high school. I know this is so crazy when I tell you all this, but I graduated in 1980. And so I just remember thinking 40 years after I graduate is 2020. That seemed like 400 years, and it's gone by so fast, you guys. And so those of you that are a little younger, you just blink and it's going to go away. So we really want to make this year count. We want to get some new habits, and, don't set yourself up for failure by not doing anything, or by saying, not evaluating where you are right now and what you're doing, because you can increase that. But like going from saying you're going to do 20 parties a week when you haven't done a face in 6 months is setting yourself up for failure. I mean, you've got to get it started, right? It would be like me saying, I have not been running at all, but I'm going to run a marathon Saturday. Y'all, I've been in the hospital. You can't do that, right? So, but you got to start somewhere. So start where you are. God knows where you are. Your director knows where you are. And let's start from there, and you can increase it, and you can get it going. And so you may start out on the walk path, or you may say, I do need that crawl schedule. But you may walk, and then later you're like, you know what? That was crazy. I'm running. I'm doing it. I'm looking for some women in my unit that want to run, that really are saying, it don't matter to me what everybody else is doing. I have a new plan for my life this year, and this is what I'm going to do. And I am committed, and I'm going to do anything and everything it takes to get there. And I'm going to commit my actions to the Lord. I'm going to take action. So that's what I wanted to just kind of, the message I want to give you for the last Boss Babe call this year. I'm looking forward to this next year, and then what we will learn. And, next Sunday night, I will have been at our January Jumpstart on Saturday, so I will have a lot to share with you for that, I'm sure, on the first Boss Babe call of the new year. And also, a friend of mine did this Boss Babe 2.0, and there's some things in there that I want to be kind of take us up, and it's talk about your vision for your future. And so we just kind of kicked it off tonight about setting a plan. So here's the deal. December is over on Tuesday night. I know you guys may have New Year's planned, so you don't want to wait to get your order in. Go ahead and get it in early so that you can go enjoy your New Year's. While you're in New Year's, go ahead and be talking to people about your new plan. Instead of telling them about your diet you're going on and your exercise routine, tell them about your Mary Kay business, and that you have a goal to put Mary Kay on 50 people in January, and let them try it. I mean, I know your skin looks better than theirs, so they'll probably look at you and go, please let me. Yes, because I'm going to have a new goal, and it's to take better care of my skin, So I want to just say Happy New Year's. I hope y'all had a great Christmas. I know I did. And I love each and every one of y'all. Some of you I've never met before. You're not in my unit, but I do appreciate you guys being faithful to show up here every Sunday night. Those of you watching it later, thank you for tuning in. And I hope that, it's been a blessing to you in some ways. And so I am going to let our directors say a little something that they would like to share, and then we will call it a year. So I'm going to start with Selah.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Cleta?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, what a great call, and a perfect way to end this year. I love those Bible verses, and I totally agree with you that it is time for, at least for me, to recommit, and I just am excited about our team just doing big things this next year. And I know that no matter what part of the race people choose to participate in, if we'll all just pick a lane and run in it, that we will be so successful in 6 months we won't even believe it. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Selah. Thank you so much, girl. Okay. Latrice?
Hey y'all, I just want to talk about where much is expected, much is required. Like, we expect all these great things to happen to us and all these blessings to come our way, but what are you doing? You do have to do something, right? You do have to participate. You do have to be prepared. And I love what you said at the last about we're all going to be together, friends and new friends for the New Year's. And, let's talk about the diet we're going to be on. They had a Mary Kay facial, and that puts it out there even more for you. So expecting more, do more, and ask more. So thank you so much for the call. Thank you for all the scripture. And I know that 2020 is our year.
Yes. Thank you, Latrice. Thank you, girl, so much. Okay, Jana, I know you're not feeling well, but do you have anything you'd like to say?
Oh my gosh, I just can't help it. I can't help but speak because amazing call that was. Cleta, thank you, number one, for being one of those advisors for each of us, a Christian advisor, because you are so wise and share your wisdom about this business with us. I love that you talked about the obstacles, because I had a goal setting meeting with a lot of some consultants yesterday, and we talked about it. And I said, if you were driving from Kansas to California and you knew there was a snowstorm in Colorado, would you go and just like drive to the mountains and then stop and stay there for 2 weeks? I mean, write down your obstacles. What stops you? Is it procrastination? Is it laziness? What is it that stops you from working your business? Is it Words with Friends? Thank you. I'm convicted and removing that off of my phone tomorrow. I'm doing that tomorrow. But anyway, what is stopping you? If you know what's stopping you, you have every bit of control over that. And then I know that, for myself, I really like to take some time, some quiet time, even if it's just 30 minutes or an hour, and write down, evaluate, what did I do well this last year? And what are some areas of growth? Be honest with yourself, be candid. And you know what? That's where growth can come from, and know what you need to do. And I love that you talked about making new consultant packets. Being prepared for success is the only way that you're going to get there, because that gives you a vision and it gives your brain that subliminal message that, oh my gosh, I'm going to have 20 new team members this month, so I better hurry up and get ready for it. So thank you. Everything was so good, Cleta. So good.
Thank you, Jana. Thank you so much. Okay, Lorraine?
Hey, everybody. As you were talking, one of the things that came to my mind is how many of the women that we see every day that we pass and that we're good friends with, how many of those people, their biggest thing that they're going for January 1st is to lose weight or exercise. And neither one of those are fun to me. Yet we can set goals that just inspire us and help us want to do better, and things that we really want to work for, not things that we want to lose or things that will cause us pain. These are things that can encourage us and that we can be an encouragement to other people. And so it just made me think how thankful that I am to have Mary Kay, that we can work toward and that we can share this with other people, because they don't have this, and we need to share it more and more, so that other women can really start off a new year with a clean slate and think about all the positive things that they can gain from this side of their life. So anyway, I was just thinking about that. And then the other thing that I love what you said, because I've done a little cleaning out myself in the last few days, is we can do paralysis. We can get paralysis by analysis and thinking, oh, I'm going to, do my plans. And yes, plans are important. We need to do those, and we need to clean out and get ready for those. But just don't spend too much time doing it. Set yourself a timer and give yourself 30 minutes to do a speed clean of something, cleaning something out. But then move on to what are you going to do to help those things come to fruition. So, because I know I've had that problem many times in my life. I get bogged down in those things because I kind of enjoy those things. I enjoy cleaning things out, but then we can do that to our detriment and not pick up the phone. So we can clean out, plan, but then do it now.
Amen. Amen. Thank you for that. And it reminded me to tell y'all, she just reminded me that to remind y'all that by Tuesday, you want to, on Tuesday, you want to write down your odometer reading on your cars. This is for your taxes. Okay, just make a little note. Go write it down. And I think a great way to do it is actually to take a picture of it, put it in your notes and date it. I went and got my oil change this week, so I've got that, but then I'll put the actual one on there too. The second thing is you do want to take inventory. So like one of the things that I've got is, and I have a little program, but you know, it does get off during the year if you don't enter everything in. So, you know, you want to do your inventory. There's a couple of different ways to do it. What I think is the easiest way probably is just to take a paper order form and do it, and then you can enter it in on like you're placing an order. Okay, just like enter it in, go online like you're placing an order for what you have, and then print that order out because it will add it up for you. Okay, it'll tell you your retail and your wholesale, so you don't have to do all that adding, right? And then of course you're not going to place the order because you already have it, but you're going to delete it. But then also to show you where your holes are, and if you did it like tomorrow or tonight before you go to bed, then you would know what for your December order where your holes are. Because if you're like me, sometimes I'm like, do not look in that eyeshadow bin. And then someone needs something, I'm like, how do I not have that blessed color? You know, so this is a great time to get everything caught up with your inventory, you know, so, you know, and if you don't have time to enter it, at least get it on a piece of paper so you can look at it and then you can enter it later and get your totals, okay? So those are some things that you want to do for sure. Pull out whatever you need for yourself and whatever you need for your starter kit. Like let's say you're getting low on the cleanser and some of that stuff, you can write off your demo. So look at your kit, kind of see what you're low on, and fill up your kit. You know, for me, I like to have the compact that has one of every eyeshadow in it, and then I have a compact with all the cheat colors, highlighters, and contours for my color classes. So if you wanted to do that, this would be a good time to do that. Pull it out of your inventory, write it off, and then you could order it back if you need to, you know, before the end of the year, if that's what you wanted to do. So I did want to remind you about those two things. I'm not going to do a whole tax class, you guys, but you'll want to talk to your accountant. There's a lot of other people. There's Tiernan, tax guy, and there's some other people like that that you can talk to. But, you know, you definitely want to keep up with all your receipts and all that kind of thing. And, you know, you have to do your taxes. It's one of the things that I love the least about our business, but it is a necessary. So kind of be on top of that. And, you know, you have a little time off if you work another job this week to get some of that stuff done. I know yesterday I literally had to make myself take my Christmas stuff down. And I know it's bad luck, but I went ahead and did it. On the outside, it looks like I'm waiting. But on the inside, I knew that I have a lot to do this week. So I made myself do it. So all the Christmas is gone. It's in the bins. It just needs to be taken to the garage. And so I'm feeling like the weight of stuff that, like, things that I have to do are coming off me as I do them. So anyway, you'll be glad you did. And let me see if there's any other directors on here. Some of the gals that are directors, you guys that call in, I just don't know y'all's numbers by heart. So anyway, you'll have to, if you ever want to say something, you're just going to have to text me. But Happy New Year, everybody. Let's finish strong. Some of you have goals. It's not too late. We talked about last week that Sayla won a car and became a director on the 31st of December. So I was in DIQ in December. So it's not too late. Don't give up. Keep working. Keep running. And 2020, we're going to be running like a cheetah with our hair on fire. All right. Love you guys and talk to you soon.